Welcome, everyone. This is Stephanie Slater, Executive Assistant to Chris Engler. Engler IT started in 2004 specifically to serve small business. Our mission is to cultivate a select group of success-minded entrepreneurs that inspires excellence, encourages collaboration, and expands the capacity of all members to achieve great things. Chris has been working with computers for over 20 years, and he specializes in supporting small businesses, creating policies and procedures, and training programs. Today, we have a special guest joining us from Cytracom, our preferred VoIP and business messaging provider. His name is Dave Goldie. Dave is Vice President of Channel at Cytracom. Dave leads the inside sales and channel development teams. His focus and passion is on helping small businesses grow. He believes small businesses are vital to economic growth. He is also a sales expert with over a decade of sales leadership experience across various industries. Welcome, Dave. Now, for the man of the next 15 minutes, Chris Engler.
Thanks, Stephanie. All right, we have a quick one for you today. The title of today's webinar is Cut Costs, Simplify, and Increase Collaboration with VoIP and Business Messaging. So let's pick that apart real quick here. We have cut costs, simplify, and increase collaboration. That all sounds great and it all equals efficiency or is somehow associated with efficiency. But let's talk about why. Why do we need VoIP and why do we need business messaging? I'll touch on the four main points of our webinar today and then bring in Dave Goldie to share how Cytracom can help. So first, we have flexibility. You can use your phone number on your personal cell phone. You can use it on your desktop. You can use it on any device you want to. And it doesn't matter if you're in the office or not. People want to text. You know this. I'm sure everybody here that is attending this webinar and everyone who's viewing texts a lot all day long. Your customers want to text you. And then we want to make sure that there's a separation between business and personal. We don't want our customers texting on our employees' personal cell phones, and I'm sure that our employees don't want our customers texting on their cell phones either. And then lastly, we want to be able to reduce the tool count. I know that me personally, I can have numerous tools open, applications open on my phone and on my computer all day long when I come to work. And what we want to do in order to make things a little more efficient is reduce the number of those things that we have to have open in order to get our job done. And so now what I'm going to do is introduce to you Dave Goldie, who is here from Cytracom to tell us about how Cytracom helps us with this situation. Dave Goldie, thank you for being with us here today, and thank you for being willing to share your voice with us in Cytracom's message. Tell us a little bit more about how Cytracom can help us with the current state of business and technology.
Chris, thank you so much, and thanks to anybody that's spending some time with us today. Let's spend a little bit of time talking about COVID. You know, one of the most important lessons that we learned was about staying connected. You know, a lot of companies just had to scramble to get people working from home. There was a lot of challenges working from home. What sort of lessons did you guys learn, Chris?
Well, one thing is that it's really nice if people can be able to talk on their business phone system from someplace other than the business. That's been very helpful. Those are my clients that have had the flexibility of cloud-based VoIP system have benefited tremendously as far as their business continuity goes. They've been able to move along pretty well.
I love that you talked about business continuity. I mean, it's really easy and clear to see the importance of business continuity in a crisis situation. When something goes wrong, when there's an emergency, or when there's a horrible sickness throughout the world, it's very easy to see the importance of business continuity. The new normal, I think, is really important to talk about. Most businesses are considering right now the transition back into the office. That transition back into the office and the new normal is going to look very different than pre-COVID. I think most companies will consider a blended approach. There'll be employees working from home, working from the office. And so, obviously COVID, it was about work from home. And now the new normal, I think what we're really talking about is work remote. But even a step further than that, it's really just work anywhere, anytime, any way. And communication is a very important piece of that. So I face a particular challenge when it comes to communication. I will tell you right before jumping on to this virtual event with you, Chris, I had to ensure that I wasn't going to be getting communication that was going to interrupt this event, right? And so I honestly had to go into my cell phone and I had to like shut down all of these different applications that I had open on my laptop. I had all these different applications. We figure out how to communicate, and how we're communicating now is extremely inefficient. You know, I've got my personal number, my business number, and I have like a wide range of applications where I'm communicating. And I work for a communications company. So I think, you know, most small businesses are facing this same challenge. And it comes back to some of the points that you started with. Most small business customers would prefer to likely have some separation between personal communication and business communication. And then we've got all of these different tools, all of these different applications that we're using to communicate, and it becomes extremely inefficient. When I want to reach out to Chris, one of my partners, you know, if I'm going to reach out to a customer, I've got to first decide what means of communication I'm going to use. Am I going to use my voice? Am I going to use text? Am I going to use messaging? Am I going to use email? Then I've got to choose kind of which profile, you know, I'm going to choose. So am I going to choose personal profile or business profile? Then I've got to choose which tool I'm going to use. You know, you can see the problem, right? Like before I'd even started the process of communicating, there's all this inefficiency just getting to that point of figuring out like what communication and what I'm going to use. It's absolutely crazy, and it's completely inefficient the way that we're doing communication today, and it doesn't work. So one solution that can help us is if we had a dedicated business profile that we could use for our business communication needs. That would include one business phone number. And then in consideration of all the different ways that we're communicating now, it'd be really nice if we had a tool for business where we could do all of that. We could take that business profile and that phone number and communicate anywhere, anytime, any device, and have a dedicated business profile, business number, and the ability to take it anywhere, anytime, any device, any communication method that you want. That's going to solve that inefficiency problem. It's going to create efficiency for your business, and efficiency is time savings. Time savings is money. You know, again, work from any device to me means, you know, desk phone, mobile app, desktop application, having that profile and being able to take it across all the devices that allow us to work from anywhere, anytime. You know, business communication is not just about voice, it's about text, it's about faxing. A lot of our customers need a call center solution. So specifically when it comes to messaging, why is messaging important? 78% of US consumers say that receiving a text message is the fastest way to reach them. 58% of US consumers indicate that they view a business more positively if they are able to communicate with text. If you're not using text messaging right now, you are missing the best, fastest way to communicate with your customers. You need to be looking for a business messaging solution. So right now you ask yourself, how am I communicating with my customers? How am I communicating with my prospective customers? Where a modern phone system can really help is to help your business grow. If you're growing your business, it should be easy to scale your communication system. What makes us different? You know, free phones. So we offer a phone. We partnered with a phone manufacturer to design and manufacture a phone that truly meets the needs of a small business. We offer it for free. So there isn't this huge upfront cost. So again, starting with this solution is easy. There's no contract. Amazing support. I could provide a huge amount of data in and around this, but I will just simply say that compared to the averages in our industry in the communication space, we dominate the support statistics. So we have like at least twice as good statistics on the support side as most of our competitors. I'm sure you've probably heard enough from me, and I just really appreciate everybody's time, and think we'll probably jump into some questions if there's time. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dave. Stephanie, do we have any questions?
Yep, looks like we do. What kind of equipment do I need?
What I have found is that on most internet connections, when we walk in, Cytracom works just fine. As far as like what might be needed internally on the network, it depends on what's there, and also depends on the number of phones that we're talking about. And so a lot of times when we're walking into an office that is using like a traditional phone system, we'll maybe need to run new wiring, maybe need to put in a switch. But typically on smaller networks, we just we walk in, we plug in the phones, and we go.
Okay, great. Here's another one. If I lose power, will I still be able to make phone calls?
One of the features that we have developed specifically to meet this is voice continuity. So we have emergency automated failover policy capability within Cytracom.
Oh, and I can add to that by saying that since I have the Cytracom app on my cell phone, and I believe Stephanie does too, if our power goes out, either in my place or at Stephanie's place, it's really not a problem. It doesn't affect us at all.
Nice. Here's another one that just came through. How secure are VoIP calls?
Cytracom meets all of the required compliancy necessities that are out there for a communication solution.
Great. How quickly can I get new Cytracom services set up?
Probably wouldn't happen in an hour, but within a couple of days, very easily. And then it depends. For some cases, it needs a bit more time in a transition because that's what the customer wants. And so it depends on what you're currently using, but yeah, it can happen way faster than you think.
Yeah, and sometimes we do run into hangups with the existing provider. Sometimes the existing provider can be a pain to get away from. Sometimes contractually, sometimes just logistically, they're difficult to deal with. And so that does play a role in how fast it does take to move to a new phone system.
Well, and the cool thing is that you don't have to worry about that as the customer, really. We'll ask for what we need to be able to go to work on your behalf. And if the existing provider is making it difficult, as long as you give us the authorization that we need to help you, we'll help you. That's not something that you have to worry about. We'll go slug it out with those existing, often big, nasty providers.
Nice. One more came through. What do customers like most about Cytracom?
People. It's the same thing that everybody likes about Cytracom most. There's lots of things to love about Cytracom, but it comes down to the people. You know, we're a small to medium-sized business that's growing like a lot of you are, and a lot of you want to. And that's the most common theme that I hear is people love our people. They love working with our people. You know, we love our people. We love our partners. Working with Angler IT is just awesome. And so it comes down to people first.
Oh, absolutely. And I'll second that, because there are times when we need to reach out to Cytracom on behalf of our clients. And those times when we do, I am so grateful that there are people speaking English that are in the United States that I can talk with, that can help me. And they typically help me very, very quickly.
Awesome. So looks like there's no more questions at this time.
Okay, great. I'm going to take it from here, and then you can send them off as soon as I'm done. I'm just going to plug the next webinar real quick here. But before I do that, I do want to say thank you, Dave Goldie, for being on the call. I feel like you brought a lot of expertise and a lot of information. For me, I know I definitely learned a few things, and I know this is going to be very helpful for everyone watching. If you enjoyed this webinar, we are doing another one, June 25th at 1 p.m. That's a Thursday. The title of the webinar will be Teams, OneDrive, and SharePoint, how your office can leverage the modern productivity suite from Office 365. You can register for this webinar. You can see all our past webinars at anglerit.com/webinars. That's anglerit.com/webinars. Thanks, guys. Stephanie, send them out.
Thanks for joining Chris, Dave, and I on the webinar today. If we did not get to your questions, please contact us. Be sure to follow us on all of our social media pages, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. We are constantly updating our pages with a lot of great information. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.
Thanks, everybody.